Hello, good morning, and welcome to this late morning taste challenge. Light on the subject. Oh, what an exciting taste challenge we have today. Too much light. Now at dawn, at Delta Dawn, we were looking at that flower she had on. We did a taste challenge between Dewar's Ilegal Mescal, Illegal Smooth, versus the venerable Buchanan's 1884 introduction. Buchanan's Deluxe 12-year, which was renamed to that. Used to be called some liqueur. All right. And anyway, here's Johnny Walker Red Label. I got a little bit left, but don't worry. Don't fear. I bought a new handle bottle, the big handle glass bottle. Diageo. Now, you say, no age statement. No age statement. Well, actually, they're both 80 proof, okay? Whoops, let me update my notes. Age 3 years, age 8 years. Never mind, I put it. I thought I had forgotten. Okay, so the Johnny Walker Red Label, they pioneered the squared off bottle to be able to stack them in a box for shipping easier, save space. It appears to be no age statement by all appearances. Nice tactile finish there. There's Johnny Walker. This was renamed to Johnny Walker in 1909. I think it was called Old Highland. Yeah. John Walker Old Highland blended scotch. Now, this is by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen, Scotch Whiskies, John Walker and Sons Limited, London. I know it's made in Scotland, but the headquarters of the company's in London. Diageo is in London. And Diageo is Guinness, all right? So Guinness bought everybody, basically, red and blue. Guinness bought everybody, and then they changed their name to Diageo. That's basically what happened. So, but if you look very carefully, you won't be able to see this, but very carefully on the back, real small, below the Universal Product Code, UPC, it says, aged a minimum of 3 years. Now, this product used to be aged longer, I think, but it for sure was stronger. It's 80 proof now. It used to be 86.6 proof, 86.6 proof. And like most of these whiskeys, they've watered them down, like literally watered them down. Because how did they bring down the proof? Add tap water. I know that. I was at the Barton 1792 distillery, and the girl, I said a girl, well, she was like 20-something years old. To me, anybody under 40 is a girl. Established 1820. I love this label. You could just feel, you can feel the rumples, and it's really fancy. Man, you can get this bottle this size at Martin Wine Cellar for $17.99, and that is not a joke. Now, oh, good. Perfect pour. Just enough, but not too much. Gold, clear, beautiful, beautiful. It's going to be like when Henry and Karen got back together. It was going to be beautiful, like when you first got married. Okay, so here's the Dewar. So it's aged 3 years. Used to be 86.6 proof. Now the Johnny Walker is not only but 80. Dewar's. Now this only came out 2 years ago, so that doesn't apply to this. But Dewar's blended scotch with the 3 Ds, D, D, and D. John, John Boy, and Tommy. That whiskey used to be 86.6 proof. And it was aged 8 years. You say, well, that's age 8 years. We get it. Okay, 8 years. But look at the label. It says double aged and finish in mezcal cask. See, the normal age is 4 years for Dewar's white label. This is double age. So am I trying to tell you that Dewar's has been cut from an 8-year age to a 4-year age. That's what I'm trying to tell you, and that's what I am telling you. Just look at the old ads. I was at Walmart today, and I knew I needed to go to the liquor section. I was like, there's something I want to check, and I forgot just to be sure and look at the Dewar's bottle. But it's 4 years. Oh, yeah, they don't have to put an age statement if they don't want, because if it's over 3 years old, you don't have to put an age statement. You know, it could be a 4-year age. You don't have to put an age statement. It doesn't matter. It's just if it's less than 4 years, you got to put an age statement. Like the Jim Beam, the Beam, oh boy, Beam 8-star. Beam's 8-star, which is not sold in this town, but I can get it at Dorgnax and other stores. Beam's 8-star is aged only but 2 years. Used to be 3, but it's aged only but 2 years. They got to put that age statement because it's the youngest whiskey is only 2 years, like a half-aged Beam, Jim Beam. Yeah, if you go to Total Wine, they got Beam's 8-star over there. I mean, that thing is something. Elbow said, cheers, Ron. T. Cheers to you, Elbow. 88. They both gold, so the color won't matter. Clear, highly filtered, gold. Now, the price, okay, it's about the same price. Let's just say $20 a bottle. The Johnny Walker will fluctuate, but it's about $20 a bottle. So price doesn't matter. Now, you know, this morning, the Dewar's won. Why did Dewar's win? It tasted better than Buchanan's 12-year, the Buchanan's Deluxe? No, didn't taste better. They're about the same. I couldn't even tell them apart. They're about the same. But that's the issue. If the Dewar's is 12, I got a bottle of Dewar's 12, and I'm so excited about it. I'm chomping at the bit, you know. But if the Dewar's is $20 a bottle, and the Buchanan's is $35, and they taste equally as good, why on earth would I pay an extra $15 for a Buchanan's? The answer is I would not do that. Go ahead, do it, buy it. It doesn't matter to me. I bought it. Wanted to try it. But a repeat buy? No. No. Okay. Am I going to be able to differentiate one from the other? I'm not too confident in that. Now, the Dewar's has that weird, but I got to remember, it's super smooth. So there's no choppy, harsh grain alcohol bitterness. You know what I mean? Like roughness to it. I don't mean bitter in the India Pale Ale, high IBU sense. What we're talking about with beer. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that grain harshness. It doesn't have that. It's just super smooth. It's like so smooth. Oh, so very smooth. And you got that strange little, almost imperceptible green pepper, a bell pepper. They show a drawing of a bell pepper. You can detect that, but you got to really work it. You got to work it. So to me, it has this little twang, this little strange twang, which is coming from the mezcal barrels cask where it's finished. Barrels and a cask is the same thing. In England, they call it a cask, or Scotland. In America, they call it a barrel. It's the same thing. Okay. It's time to roll out the barrel. The Johnny Walker, though, has a lot of intricate qualities as well. You see, it's a blended whiskey. So it's blended with grain whiskeys and a number of single malt whiskeys. Malt whiskeys from very technical and elaborate single malt whiskey companies, all of which are owned by Diageo, of course. Now, I'm reading off the website. Johnny Walker Red Label is our pioneer blend. That's the truth. The versatile one that has introduced our whiskey to the world. Crafted from the four corners of Scotland. So you got the 4 types of scotch. Islay, Lowland, Highland, which is up in the Highlands, a little isolated region of the Highlands. Very mild whiskey, mild. You say bland, I'll say bland, but it's mild. It's so smooth, you know, bland. It crackles with spice. Okay. And it's bursting with vibrant, smoky flavors. It's definitely smoky, which will be coming from the Islay malt. whiskey, followed by a mellow bed of vanilla. I don't know about the vanilla. Zestiness, a fresh zestiness, and the Johnnie Walker signature of a long, lingering, smoky finish. I did not notice that. To me, it was sort of a medium long finish, but what do I know for whiskey? I am not an expert. I only taste them and watch 1,000,001 videos, of course, 1,000,001 videos, but I'm not an expert. I have no training aside from practical training vis-a-vis drinking them. I mean to say tasting them. So that's your red label. What else do they make in their standard portfolio? The black label, the double black, the green, the label reserve, gold, the 18-year age, formerly known as platinum, and the blue label, which is going to cost a fortune. What are the exclusive blends? Johnnie Walker & Sons, this website, Johnnie Walker & Sons XR21. That will not be any kind of way $17.99, maybe $317.99 a bottle. Johnnie Walker & Sons King George V. That's something like $3,000 or $4,000 a bottle. You think I'm joking? Look it up on Total Wine & More. If they even have it in stock, then you're going to be very dismayed or happy because maybe you want to buy a lot, spend a lot of money on whiskey. Johnnie Walker & Sons Odyssey. It's going to be beyond any believable price range that you could imagine. Johnnie Walker & Sons, the John Walker. It's going to cost a veritable fortune. Now they got the limited edition. I mean, this company is huge. And I mean huge. And Dewar's is huge. Limited. Triple grain American oak. That's the blender's batch. Also in the blender's batch, they got the wine cask blend. They got Jane Walker. You say Jane Walker. Well, that's what it is. White Walker. Blue Label Ghost and Rare. Brora. Blue Label Ghost and Rare Port Ellen. Year of the Rat. Blue Label. Game of Thrones Ice and Fire. Should have bought those at Walmart. They were $17.99 on a closeout. I say, oh, well, I can't buy everything, so I didn't buy them. I'll survive. The Blue Ghost and Rare Glenurry Royal. The Blue Label Legendary 8. The Johnnie Walker & Sons Bicentenary Blend. Johnnie Walker & Sons Celebratory Blend. Now, that is just a few of their products. That is not their portfolio. That is a sampling of their portfolio. Dewar, same thing. White Label, the original, from 1899, even though the company was established 1846, but they made their own brand in 1899. The 12-year, the 15, the 18, the 25-year-old, the double 21, double 27, double 32, Caribbean Smooth, and the Illegal Smooth. I hope you don't think that's the whole portfolio, because I got to tell you right now, it is not. That's a sampling of it. A sampling of it. Now, there's no way on this channel I'm going to cover all of that. I could spend the rest of my life doing Johnnie Walker versus Dewar's, all their varieties, and I wouldn't run out. I mean, really, I would not run out. Or let's say Diageo. Let's make it a little more expensive. I could do Diageo brands versus Bacardi brands, and there's no way you're going to run out. You're just not going to run out. And I cannot keep up with all that. Okay, I cannot do it. So I'm just going to deal with what I can handle and mentally evaluate. You get overwhelmed, you get disoriented, and then we're just not going to worry about it. Now, it smells pretty ordinary, but in a good way. You understand? It's cereal grain and some bread dough. That would make perfect sense because these tend to be about 80% grain alcohol grain whiskey, which is made from corn grits. Usually, doesn't have to be. They can use rice. Well, actually, they can use any kind of grain, but corn is the most widespread and easy to buy. And it's, they can produce it where it's got no odor, no flavor. It's just like a clear liquid that they water down to 80 proof. Now, they might blend in 25 different ones because they got different aspects to them. This one's heavy body, this one's light body, this one's medium body. This one is such and such, this one's such and such, such and such. Now, what do they build on top of that? They build the flavor on top by adding single malt whiskeys. Isla brands, Speyside brands, etc. And then you got your blend. Same thing with Four Loko. We were talking about Four Loko last night. You say, why would you even bring that up? Well, it's the same concept. Four Loko is a flavored malt beverage. In other words, a flavored beer. They take the barley malt, they brew it, and then they distill it in a type of manner that it comes out clear, odorless, and colorless. About 14% alcohol, not 40%. It's very strong for a beer. So they got this odorless, colorless, beer-based liquid, right? You wouldn't sell that because nobody would drink it because they had no taste. It'd be like Everclear. Everclear is the base whiskey that you can buy, but it's undiluted. It's 190 proof. It will kill you if you drink it. They'll tell you that on their website. If you drink this, it will kill you. It's poison. You're supposed to make things with it, not drink it straight. So then the Four Loko, they're adding artificial coloring, food coloring. You can buy that at the grocery store. And they're adding flavoring of whatever kind of crazy source. And what they developed last night, what I drank, was the sour apple. It's made to taste like a sour apple. It does, in a way. It's not real sour apple flavor. It's some kind of concocted laboratory thing. It's not going to hurt you. It's harmless. I mean, unless you drink, the 14% alcohol could hurt. So that's how these are constructed. Now, what they do with the Dewar is they age it for 8 years. Then they finish it off in illegal mescal barrels or casks. They made a contract with the mescal company, the illegal mescal company. Of course, they're going to share the profits. Common sense. They didn't do it because they're trying to be nice, and they didn't agree to it because they're trying to be nice. They're doing it because they want to make like Connie in The Godfather Part 2. He said, why you come to me? Why don't you just get married to this guy? Because I need money, right? So they're doing this because they need money, not to be friendly, but they could be friendly, but it's business. It's strictly business, Tom. Sonny, I'm sorry. It's strictly business, Sonny. All right. So you get that point. Now off to the tastes. Craft Beer Tastic said, do you think any distillers use potatoes to make whiskey? Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. Because I thought, could be wrong, I thought whiskey had to be made from grain. Now they make potato vodka. Because, potato is not a grain. It's a tuber. Very similar to a bean or a peanut, a legume, a seed. It's the tuber. It's the thing in the ground. It's that thing in the ground. All right. A root. In other words, a root. Like cassava type thing. Cassava. Wait a minute. Back up. Oh, this is for Friday. Let me check that off for Friday. I know I'm not going to do it anyway. I like to keep my date book checked. Keep track of it. So Friday is done today. And then Saturday, we'll do Saturday. Sunday, we'll do Sunday. Well, I guess we'll do Monday on Sunday. Or maybe we'll do Monday on Friday if I feel up to it. I don't know. I like to do these things early because then you're not stuck being rushed and feeling like, oh, I got to do it. I got to do it. You can taste it on your tongue. It's smoky, like smoked breakfast cereal minus the sugar. You say, wow, like you mean like corn, grape nuts or Special K that's smoked. It's kind of like that. It sounds disgusting, but actually it's good. All right. Get that out my nose. This is similar, but there's no smoke in the nose. And that is making me think that is the Dewar's Illegal Smooth, because the Dewar's had that smokiness in the nose. It's not really profound in the taste, but it's in the nose. And then the Johnny Walker doesn't have the smoke in the nose, but in the taste, it's like, look at all the smoke. So now we're going to listen for the silent E. You need to listen for the silent E. And we're going to do it. Let's do it. Okay. How you doing? How you doing? Hey, how you doing? All right. There's a smoky component, of course, but it's mainly just cereal grain. You say, well, dang, American blended whiskeys would be like cereal grain. Yeah. But the problem with those, like Bellows, well, Bellows actually, well, yeah, Bellows Club Whiskey or Beams 8-Star or TW Samuels, they have like a off flavor. It's off. It's like they're using the cheapest old throwaway grain they could find, and it just tastes off. And you know, it's probably not the grain making it taste off. No, it's probably this the straight bourbon they're putting into it. They're taking Heaven Hill that didn't come out right. They say put it in that. Or Dewar's. I mean, Jim Beam. It didn't come out right. Or Elijah Craig, whatever. Buffalo Trace, whatever. It didn't come out right. It's like, oh, this stuff is off. The customers are going to complain. So then the distillery master says, the blend master said, just blend it off with some 80 proof, 80%, 80%, 80 proof grain alcohol, grain spirits, grain neutral spirits, and blend it nice and sell it. They'll buy it. They'll buy it. And they do buy it because it's cheap. The funny thing about American blended whiskey, though, is that you could pay the same price for that, which is almost always inferior. Not the Canadian, the Canadian's pretty good, but the American is like, oh, and but then you could buy these for almost the same price. Now I don't know about TX blended whiskey, Rebecca Creek. Those are much more expensive. Those are something $20-something a bottle, American blended. So they may be a lot better. They're from Texas. I know about Seagram 7, and that's the real good one. The Seagram 7 Crown, and who hasn't heard of that? That's American blended, but it's a higher percentage of straight bourbon, 75% straight whiskey, and it's 25% straight whiskey, and it's 75% grain spirits. But Midwest Grain Products, who makes Seagram 7, they make the best, highest quality, most renowned grain spirits, and they're selling that to everybody, like Barton 1792 Distillery. That's where all their vodka comes from. Midwest Grain Products. Yeah, so you got it. The same people that make Seagram 7 Crown, which every liquor store in America sells that. That's why it tastes good. It tastes like bourbon. Well, that's basically what it is. The same people that make that are producing the grain spirits to make the Crystal Palace vodka. You say, oh, no, not Crystal Palace. Gin and vodka. Yeah. I didn't say it was good. I didn't say it was bad either. Or making a Taka vodka. You say, oh, no, not Taka. Or Crown Rust vodka. You say, not that. Yes, same old stuff. Same old people. Now, they got different grades. If you look on Midwest Grain Products website, they got different grades. They got like level 4 grain neutral spirits. That's the good stuff. Then the level 3, 2, and a 1. The 1 is what, that's just the worst. Or I'll say the least nicest. And they're using that to make like the most cheapest blended whiskey or gin or vodka in America. Oh, well, people say, who cares? It's New Year's Eve and they're making Jello shots. No one's going to sit there and do this with the glass like you are and say, oh, it's so elaborate. I know nobody's going to do that. All right. That's why that stuff sells. Why you think Walmart's selling Caliber jug bottles of Caliber vodka for $9.96? For that very reason. Hector said, are you going to post a For Local review? Yes, I finally decided I will do it. I don't feel good about it necessarily. It was a very difficult review to do. One of the most difficult reviews I've ever done. Took 15 minutes. I could have gone for 2 hours, which would have been a better review, but I had to stop at some point. So yes, I did it. Morning, Ronald, says Hector. You, says Burley Sullivan. You. All right. This smells like nothing, really. It smells like watery bread. Literally, it smells like bread water. You say bread water. Yeah, which is basically what it is. Grains and water. Doesn't smell bad. It just basically smells like nothing. You know, it's neutral. It's like my father says, smells like inert gases. He used to be a chemist. He worked in a laboratory at DuPont, and he was a trainer too. Later on, he trained people. All right. So let's taste this one. Well, see, the underlying smokiness is starting to come into play. Oh, I don't mean to say it's like, wow, this scotch is so smoky, man. I can't get over it. Forget that. It's not. And a lot of people will say, I don't want to drink scotch because it's too smoky. Well, you don't have to worry about that here. It's just the slightest bit of smoke. Now, if you drink an Islay, like Ardbeg 10, which I love. I mean, I could just drink that all day, you know. My friend David's got some. It tastes like medicine. It tastes like iodine and like you eating charcoal. Definitely not for the average person. It's just like catch a seizure, you know. But Ardbeg 10 is not made for the average person. Ardbeg 10 is made for like the real serious. We are very serious whiskey people, that type of person, which I'm one of those people because I love that kind of stuff. So do I plan to get into those more? Yeah, of course. I don't know when. I wish it was today. But it's not going to be that long. I got to get into it. I got all these single malts. They're mostly Islay, meaning they're bland. I got to get into these, not Islay, Speyside, the bland Speyside, Islay. I got to get into these Islas, man. Like Judas Priest wrote that song, the Islay of Domination. I don't really think they were talking about Islay whiskey though. But these two whiskeys are about 99% similar. They look the same. They're the same price. They're the same alcohol level, not the same age. Remember, Johnny Walker is 3-year age. The Dewar's is 8-year, but that's a mirage. Anyway, that's a mirage. That's a mirage. Because what you got to understand is that the youngest whiskey in a Johnny Walker Red is 3 years. Man, they could have whiskeys in there that's 55 years old, you see, 55 years. So it might be way old. It might be whiskeys that's been sitting in a barrel since 1953, okay? But they're adding some 3-year age grain whiskey, and that's it. They got to call it a 3-year age. That's the problem. Now, the Dewar's might be just 8-year age, might be all 8-year age. I seriously doubt that. But see, it might be, in a practical sense, it might be way younger. See, it might be way younger than the Johnny Walker in a practical sense. So, but in my experience right now, this is a current experience, what's happening at this very moment. I'm not noticing much difference. Really, I'm not noticing any significant difference. Can you drink a 60-year-old whiskey? Well, I'm sure I can if I sip it and I swallow it. Why not? I don't understand. I'm not trying to be smart or flip. I'm saying I'm not sure I follow your question. David Simmons made a comment on one of my beer reviews, and he was saying, I'm just not going to comment anymore because you're being defensive and think I'm criticizing you. I wasn't being defensive at all. It's when you write something out and people read it, they can't you can't pick up their inflection, you know, so it sounds like you're being terse or you're being curt when you're not, but you're only writing it. So I said, I appreciate your comments. I'm not being defensive at all. Man, that last big little sip, little big man, hazy little thing, big little hazy. Well, what I noticed, ooh, if you rest on these too long, it'll just start tasting like rubbing alcohol. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that in a pejorative manner. I'm saying when you get down to it, it'll start having that rubbing alcohol smell and taste, you know. Good morning, Ron. Hey, Beer Hound. So you have to put these things in perspective. You're going to get a topside flavor. It'll be intricate like the green bell pepper, that weird mezcal thing, and the smoke. But if you keep sipping on it, those all die away. It just dies away. Like, and what comes to the fore, what presents itself in a predominant manner, is the grain alcohol. You say, well, people just buy this stuff to do cocktails and make highballs. They're not buying it to swish it around in a glass and be all intricate about it. I realize that. So I know that what I'm doing is not actually proper to the product. It's not proper to the product. Drinking it neat with no ice, you know, it's not proper to the product. These two products are not designed for what I'm doing. All right. Maybe the illegal smooth, but yeah, but definitely not for a taste challenge. When you start doing a taste challenge with these whiskeys, that's when things start to break down bad. They really start to break down. So let's take that into consideration. The smokiness has pretty much died away. The bell pepper has died away. You still get this corn sweetness, like literally sweet corn on the cob. And I don't know how many people would be dying to go drink that. I know I wouldn't be. Not to say I'm opposed to it. I like the mellow corn, you know, 100 proof corn whiskey. What's the difference between corn whiskey and bourbon? Anyone? 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 The answer actually is there is no difference. Only some slight technical details, but in reality, there is no difference. So if you're drinking corn whiskey or you're drinking bourbon, hate to break your heart, you're drinking the same thing. All right. It's like when these people go on a major trip out talking about flavored malt beverages like they're having a heart attack. It's not beer. It's not beer. It's a flavored malt beverage. It's not really beer. And I tell them it is beer. But of course, I know you never read the Tax and Trade Bureau website, so I know what you're going to say. I know what they're going to say before they say it. Well, it doesn't taste like beer to me. I said, no, because you're in a rush. That's why it doesn't taste like beer. You're too busy being in a rush. All you tasting is Jolly Rancher sour apple, like the Four Loko green sour apple. That's all you tasting, because I know you're in a rush. But no, you're not going to take time to sip on it, drink on it, and think on it. Now, I am not a defender of Four Loko by any means. And I would never buy it on purpose except for a review or whatever. Taste challenge. On the other hand, I was resting on that beer last night while they were talking during Wildcard Wednesday. I was drinking on it and I was thinking on it. And I start thinking. I said, well, if you want to be techno, it tastes just like regular old beer. Just regular old beer. Of course, strong, 14%. But I was sipping on that thing and I said, that's why people is apoplectic. That's why they are consternated. And not to mention inebriated if they keep sipping on it. But, you know, so I said people will get too excited about it. You sip on it, it's going to taste like beer. It does take those top side flavors are going to subside. The top side flavors will subside. Well, I wasn't in any kind of rush last night. We were doing Wild Card Wednesday. I wasn't in no kind of rush. You could watch the video. We were all mellow and relaxed. They call it mellow yellow. So we were just taking it easy, like the Eagles. And then, of course, half the people had to go rush off because John and Eli was doing IPAs, so they had to go rush to do that, which I did not take offense to. It was a very good video. I was watching the playback. I only had one of the videos. I mean, one of the videos, you heard that. I only had one of them, the ales, which was the Voodoo Ranger, which was very nice. All these other ones they were talking about I never heard of. So, but the flavors will fade. I did that Shiner Candy Pecan. Now, when you first sip it, the top side flavor, oh, it tastes like a candy pecan confectionery item, i.e., or in other words, a praline. But keep sipping on it. 10 minutes later, it's just going to taste like base beer, base product. And that's what these do. And that's what the Four Loko does. And that's what they all do. That's what they all do. Now, some of them is an atrocity of mankind, like the Boom and the Pow from the Czech Republic. Prague. Oh, 15% alcohol. Oh, Super Brew 15 from Bucharest, Romania. Who knows what they got in that? And all those things. But they do, even through all that treachery and horror, they still taste like beer at the bottom end of it. Just be beer you never want to drink in your wildest dreams. I get that way with rum. Beer Hound says Beer Hound. I like whiskey, but I get angry on it, says Beer Hound. That's a funny thing that you say, because I know a guy I work with. He said, I can't drink. I said, well, why? Are you sick? You have health problems? No, he says nothing like that. He said, if I start drinking whiskey, I'll be cursing everybody out. He said, I'll curse the owner. Talking about the place he works. He said, I'll be trying to fight the owner and get fired, of course. I said, well, I said, that's a good reason not to drink. Go ahead and go back to drinking your water and coffee. Oh, man. Won't fight the owner. And I knew a guy I used to work with. He said he didn't like to drink J&B scotch because it made him humbuggish. And I said, I never heard that word except for the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I said, I never heard that word humbuggish. What does that mean, humbuggish? He said, you know, it make you be like a humbug. I said, no, I don't know what you're talking about, Stanley. He said, well, it makes me want to fight people if he drinks J&B, Just Arini and Brooks Scotch. Humbuggish. I said, humbuggish? He said, I'd be looking to fight people. I'd be looking to find somebody to fight. I said, well, that might be a good reason not to drink it. He said, but if I drink Sir Malcolm Scotch, Sir Malcolm, he said, I'd just be calm, mellow, having a good time. I said, it's strange. It's very strange. Anyway, who wins here? Nobody wins, because the same price, same flavor, same body, same finish, medium long. I don't know what Johnny Walker's talking about, super long. I don't see that. Same mild smokiness, just the same. I think this is the Dewar's, but I'm not in any way confident. It is the Dewar's. Haha, don't play with me. I'm always right, except for the 35% of the time when I'm wrong. They're both fine. Now I got to break out that handle bottle of Johnny Walker Red for the next go around in a few months, maybe about 6 months. So anyway, well, it was very interesting, and it turned out exactly the way I thought. I thought this would turn out exactly like it did. I thought the Johnny Walker Red label would do very well, which it did. It justified its $18 price. Well, I paid $20, you know, but I can get it for $17.99 at Martin Wine Cellar. And the Dewar's justified the price. So I didn't pay for it. David gave me as a Christmas gift, gave it to me. But it is $20. So they both lived up to their come out and play, yay, lived up to their price point. And these are the best kind of taste challenges where it's a total tie. It's just like total recall, you know. So and I'm unanimous in that. I am unanimous in that. So total tie. I was able to tell them apart, but that's probably luck more than skill. And get ready for Saturday morning, because Saturday morning is all right for fighting, because get ready, because we have the Dewar's Illegal Smooth versus Johnny Walker Blue Label. Now, you would hope and dream and pray and beg and plead that the Johnny Walker Blue Label would easily run away with the show. I paid $226 plus tax for Johnny Walker Blue Label. I can get the Illegal Mescal for $20 plus $19.99 plus tax at Total Wine. But I wouldn't be that confident. I'm really, honestly, I'm not that confident that the Johnny Walker Blue Label is going to run away with the show. I only scored it a point higher in the solo reviews. I gave Johnny Walker Blue a 95, and I gave the Dewar's Illegal Smooth a 94. So why would I ever have any kind of confidence behind that? I wouldn't. Let's see their comments. Burley says, I get that way with rum, Beer Hound. Like if he drinks rum, he acts crazy and want to fight people. Beer Hound said, all hard liquor does it to me. So I just do beer. Well, that's a good idea. Good idea. Burley says, I do as well for the most part. Occasionally I'll have a little bourbon or whiskey. And then I'm assuming that means you don't fight when you drink it. Okay. I don't ever drink bourbon or whiskey. I don't ever drink any liquor, y'all. I don't ever drink any hard liquor. Aside from taste challenges or reviews, I just don't drink it. I don't care about it. I like to taste it, but I'd rather just drink water, and that's the truth. And that's it. Thanks for watching this video production. Get ready for Saturday morning with Johnny Walker Blue Label, the king of the fancy pants. Well, actually, it's like the corporal of the fancy pants, because they got so many more expensive ones. But for people like us that can't afford, you know, the real high, it's the king for us. Versus the Dewar's Illegal Smooth. Thanks for watching this video production.